To help give us a picture of grace, Pastor Jim shared an example. It went something like this. He said, imagine you're in mortgage debt, and I mean a lot of debt, a debt that you could not repay in like a million years, okay? The bank is starting to foreclose on your house. Well, then someone who has the power to wipe your debt completely clean comes and does exactly that. Like, you would be ecstatic, right? Like, you knew you couldn't pay that debt on your own and that you were going to lose your house and so much more. So you feel so grateful for the grace that was shown to you. Indeed, you got what you did not deserve, which is your debt cleared, and you did not get what you did deserve, which was to lose your house. Let me play with that story just a moment. I just want to make a quick edit to it. So imagine again that you are behind on your mortgage payments, still owing thousands upon thousands of dollars, more than you can find a way to pay. But instead of someone just wiping your debt clean with the wave of a magic wand, imagine that a friend of yours hears about your situation and decides to pay your debt in full. They love you and your family, and they desperately don't want to see you on the streets. But then you learn that to pay your debt, it cost them everything, and now they are left with nothing. And they knew this would happen, and they paid your debt anyway. And even as the bank forecloses on their house and they face homelessness, they feel no tinge of regret. How do you feel now? The word grateful hardly does your feelings justice at this point. And yet Jesus did even more than that for us. He didn't just pay the penalty of our financial debt. He paid the penalty of death that we deserve for our sin. He didn't just wipe the penalty clean because he's a just God. And we know that a good God can't just turn a blind eye to sin. So he did what only he could do in order to satisfy his justice and his love. He took your place. That's grace. Here's how the Apostle Paul describes it. Once you were dead because of your disobedience and your many sins. You used to live in sin, just like the rest of the world, obeying the devil, the commander of the powers in the unseen world. He is the spirit at work in the hearts of those who refuse to obey God. All of us used to live that way, following the passionate desires and inclinations of our sinful nature. But by our very nature, we were subject to God's anger, just like everyone else. But God is so rich in mercy, and he loved us so much that even though we were dead because of our sins, he gave us life when he raised Christ from the dead. It is only by God's grace that you have been saved. Take a few moments now to meditate on the depths of God's grace and how you might respond to it.